Hello everyone and welcome to 1 Hour Gameplay channel. Today I'm going to tell you about the new MMORPG Ashfall that I recently played as I gained access to the testing phase. Ashfall is an adventure shooter MMORPG that gives players the chance to save humanity in a post-apocalyptic world infused with Eastern cultures. In simpler terms, it's a China-Sea MMORPG with pay-to-win mechanics. Nothing groundbreaking, as it's a mobile game just like with PC version. If you already decide that a pay-to-win shooter isn't for you at this point, you just can go ahead and close this video, because next information will be not interesting to you. I played the game on PC and I'm not sure how it differs from the mobile version, but from what I've heard in Discord, the graphics in the mobile version are noticeably worse compared to the PC version. I won't delve into the game story, but I'll mention that it really reminds me of the atmosphere of the game Fallout, minus the turn-based combat. In the initial hours of gameplay I've enjoyed everything, especially character customization, specifically the facial features, since you can't customize anything else beside the face, which is strange in my opinion. As I mentioned earlier, the graphics are indeed pleasing through the game, but they also pushed my PC to work at around 90% capacity with my RTX 3070. This might also be due to the fact that I was streaming from the same computer, but that's not too important. Now let's delve into more details. But please remember that this is just the game's first testing phase, and everything might change in due time and get better, I hope. But for now, here's what we have. The game is just empty. Big, just large locations that look stunning are simply devoid of content. As an example, let's take one of the missions. In this mission we enter a massive location where we need to run for several minutes, and in the end we need to eliminate around 5, maybe 6 enemies. Additionally, this location might have 2, maybe 3 loot boxes with the trash and 1 or maybe 2 resources deposits together. The second issue, it's a junk. It's this trash from boxes. You either have to collect and then go to the city to sell, or you stand there cleaning your inventory each time, either by discarding items or sorting through and not picking up useless junk. This takes up a lot of time and starts to become annoying after a few hours of gameplay, especially on a secret map where there are a sea of loot but no trader to sell and everything to. The trader is only available in cities. The limited inventory slots prevent you from carrying this clutter around all the time, and this leads to significant time investment. I particularly like to know that after joining a guild, you don't need to sell items to the trader anymore, since he offers too few gears, the local currency in the game, for the items you sell. After joining a guild, you can exchange iron ingots for guild tickets and exchange these guild tickets for in-game currency for these gears. A few words about guilds. Very bad decision has made in this game, but we have what we have. Generally, there is no significant guild-related content in the game, if your guild is below level 4. You only have access to shop, where you can use this steel to slightly enhance your attributes by purchasing rings from the same shop and exchange for gear for in-game currency. However, these purchases are limited on a daily basis, so you won't be able to significantly improve your attributes. But once your guild reaches level 4, additional content opens up, including guild events involving members working together to defeat enemies. There is a possibility that PvP between guilds might become available in the future, but that's just my speculation. In total, I managed to play for about 30 hours, and in a fit of frustration I simply closed the game and ended the Twitch stream because I grew tired of the back and forth running. Unfortunately, at the moment there is no PvP in the game, and it's not possible to evaluate this MMO. Perhaps it will become available later in this testing phase, but I will not see that because I will not play. I will not continue playing in this game. The game features an interesting character enchantment mechanic involving not only talent trees, but also chips that can be implanted in our character's body. A maximum of 3 chips can be used, each providing a significant boost to the character, especially when these chips are upgraded. Additionally, each chip can provide a unique bonus to different weapon types. Of each there are 4 in total, not counting the pistol, which becomes absolutely garbage and useless when you obtain your first rifle, automatic or shotgun. As for now, I've seen a machine gun, automatic rifle, shotgun, sniper rifle and a short-barreled automatic. However, all these weapons share only 3 types of ammunition. Strangely, the ammunition for sniper rifles also works for shotguns. I can't explain this, but we have what we have. All weapons and equipment can be upgraded using a special NPC in the city. You only need resources and money for upgrades. Each weapon and piece of equipment has a certain number of upgrade attempts depending on its quality. Mounts are also present in the game, and that's probably the one thing that truly pleased me. They are just incredible, beautiful, and not only help you move faster, but also have their own skills, passive skills, maybe will be in future, and active skills, and additional slots for carrying cargo. Mounts can be upgraded by feeding them, thereby increasing their level. Mounts acquire abilities randomly, somewhat resembling a roulette that determines the mount skills. The game also offers so-called companions, or you could say mercenaries, of whom you can summon to aid you in a battle. These mercenaries are the same NPC and creatures you've been exterminating in battles before. There are many types, and each one is different from the others. Some have high armor and health, making them durable, which others deal significant damage and are effective in combat. Some are simply useless, just like the junk you have to discard from your backpack, as there is a limit to the number of available companions. Interestingly, you can use one of the companions as a donor, borrowing some of their characteristics. This provides a small boost to your character, especially noticeable when you use a mercenary with high health and armor, which helps you survive longer. Using companions is necessary since there is no proper group content in the game. When you join a group with other players, you only have access to the in-game chat and can run around the city together. And that's all. Exploring the world and completing missions as a group is not possible. The only available group content is a 3-player dungeon. This is another bad decision for this game. Perhaps due to my extended break from shooters, I initially struggled to aim for the head of opponents, and aiming itself triggered a negative reaction. However, after acquiring a shotgun and a good automatic rifle, I forgot about the sniper rifle and continued playing with just these 2 weapons. There are no special character skills or something like that. Everything is quite simple. You have weapon to shoot, grenades, medical kits, and food to boost attributes, which works for up 30 minutes. You just run and shoot. That's all. About 80 of the 80% of targets you encounter can be passed without stopping or using cover. Problematic enemies do show up, of course, but after a second or maybe third attempt, they no longer pose a threat. Oh yeah, speaking of that, you don't lose anything, and not only that, you respawn right next to the spot where you die. A bit more about dungeons. It's the same location every time. The same enemies, the same boss with almost identical rewards for completing it. I went through the dungeon 3 times and realized that I won't go there again. It's just wasting of my time and nerves. And about dying in this dungeon is quite difficult, since all enemies, including the boss, stupid. They are really bots and they are really stupid. All missions in the game fall into categories: fetch and retrieve or go and kill. Additionally, on the secret map there are puzzle, mini quests, mini games that you need to solve to open reward chests. Most of these puzzles are simple, but I encountered some that I simply gave up on, like on the second secret map, where there are 4 columns that need to be activated in a specific order to access a closed reward chest. These columns are located at certain distances from each other, and you need to approach each on one to activate it. After trying around 7, maybe 9 combinations of these columns, I just quit. It's a bad idea, it's wasting my time. Perhaps someone will provide a guide on how to solve them, but it's not for me because I'm not planning on playing this game more. I'll also add something about the bosses. In the game, unfortunately, there are no interesting mechanics on bosses. They simply have more health, armor, and deal more damage. Maybe have one active skill that you can avoid just, I don't know, just running from to another corner of the room. Essentially, if you look at my streams of this game, you'll notice that the defeating bosses is just longer on the time, but it's easy, as most of them are slow and attack very infrequently. Like I said, game has a very large map, but again, about 90% of it just empty. Occasionally you might come across some missions on the map or hidden location to explore, where you can defeat a couple of enemies to receive minor rewards. However, even here things aren't straightforward, as most of these missions require stamina to enter, and stamina is not unlimited. One stamina point regenerated every 8 minutes. To enter such a location, you'll need around 10 stamina points, which means you will have to wait a whole 80 minutes to be able to enter a similar mission. To make matters worse, I even encountered a mission that I supposedly completed, but it was completely empty. Only an entrance and an exit point, with no enemies or rewards. However, it still cost me 10 stamina points. I didn't find a large number of bugs or errors on this test, but there were still some minor ones. For this time, if you shoot an enemy in the head from a long distance with a sniper rifle, killing them with one shot, other surrounding enemies simply step over the corpse and notice anything. The longer you play, the more you feel the need to purchase new chips, companions and weapon upgrades. As enemies become stronger and gain more health and armor, chips, companions and weapon acquired from completing quests are not strong enough, and there is a real shortage of them to quickly clear location of enemies. And finally, I would like to say a few words about pay to win. The chips I mentioned at the very beginning provide a large boost in the form of character attribute bonuses, weapon damage and more, and they are sold for crystals, which as far as I understand will be sold for real money. In a day, you can open up to 500 such chip crates, so you can get 500 chips, and every 10th of them is guaranteed to be of green quality. That's almost the best chip quality, with gold being the only better option. Each chip, as I mentioned before, can be upgraded using other chips. You can build a total of 3 chips, each of which can add real attributes to your character. For example, I obtained a green chip that increased damage when my health is above 50%. And if you upgrade it, this damage increase becomes even greater. And the chip also adds additional damage to all types of weapons by a certain percentage. If you raise its level to the 3rd level, a slot opens where you can insert another chip of the same green quality. And it also provides a huge boost, considering that a green chip gives around 10, maybe 15% damage increase. I'm afraid to even imagine what attributes a fully upgraded gold chip will provide. Additionally, you can use these crystals to purchase not only chips, but also certificates for selling weapons on the market, allowing you to sell high-quality weapons to other players. This will be useful for crafters who are willing to spend a lot of time searching for recipes and resources to create weapons. I assume that stamina potion will also be added to the shop in the future, which restores stamina for traveling around the world and participating in mini quests, mini missions scattered throughout the game's map. You'll likely obtain such a potion on the course, maybe first 5th day of gameplay by completing one of the Battle Pass missions. And by the way, yeah, there is something resembling a Battle Pass with daily missions here, but it's not fully shown yet, as this is still just the beta testing phase. I believe it will be available for purchase and improvement in the future. I also think that both purchasing and improving mercenaries will be possible, and this aspect of the game receives a lot of attention. And there are many ways to monetize this feature. So that's the situation. By the way, while in location where enemies are present, you can't access the shop menu, quests, guilds, friends or anything else. This also seems strange. In conclusion, it's just another mobile Chinese game with full-fledged pay-to-win mechanics. Thanks for your attention. Don't forget to like or dislike this video. Please subscribe on my channel. Write any comments below. This is 1 Hour Gameplay channel. I wish you good health and best of luck. Goodbye.